Were the Turkey elections rigged? It depends on who you ask. Erdogan's rivals are crying foul. They say that there were errors in the counting of the votes. The European poll observer OSCE also claiming the election lacked transparency. Now here's what happened. On the 14th of May, Turkey went to the polls. Erdogan fought to stay in office, but the elections ended in a stalemate. Erdogan led with 49.5% of the vote, and while his rival, Kılıçdaroğlu, secured 44.9% share. And now the country is headed for a runoff vote. Right after the runoff was announced, the main opposition, the Republican People's Party, suspected irregularities in the results. It filed complaints and demanded scrutiny. This is what the CHP's deputy chairman has said. Listen in.
We have identified differences and inconsistencies in a total of 4,825 ballot boxes for parliamentary seats. These are against the Republican People's Party and the Good Party, namely the Nation Alliance. Some of these can be 1 vote, 2 votes, 10 votes, or even 300 votes. We detected a difference in results regarding the votes of the Republican People's Party and the Good Party in 4,825 ballot boxes, and the necessary objections were completed yesterday.
Let me just say that again. 4,825 ballot boxes were potentially rigged. And this was just for the parliamentary votes. For the presidential election, inconsistencies were detected in 2,269 ballot boxes. The CHP has formally raised objections. The votes represent a tiny proportion of the total number. But the opposition is firm over addressing the issue. Listen to this now.
We are following every single vote, even if it does not change the overall results. We follow every single vote in every ballot box, in every corner of the country.
You see, opinion polls before the election predicted a very tight race. Kılıçdaroğlu, who heads a 6-party alliance, was expected to have a slight lead. In fact, 2 polls on Friday showed him above the 50% threshold. But the official results narrate a completely different story. Now, Turkey's High Election Board has some questions to answer. The Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe deployed 401 observers from 40 countries. The delegates kept a close watch on the elections, and they were not happy with what they observed. Ambassador Jan Peterson said, and I'm quoting, "I regret to note that the election administration's work was lacking in transparency, as well as the overwhelming bias of the public media and the limitations to freedom of speech." Now, as the opposition and the observers cry foul, there is another side to the story. We have to remember, Turkey is not a Western democracy. Many countries in this part of the world, in this region, don't hold elections at all, you see. And those who do have candidates winning by 80 to 90% of the votes. Now, those elections can be called rigged, but one that goes to a runoff, in which no party secures more than 50% votes, chances of that being rigged are low. Now, the speculation of malpractice is something that is more common in the West. This is what Trump's supporter did. Don't like the results? Cry foul. Accuse your opponent of election rigging. Seek foreign interference. But the fact is, in Turkey, Kılıçdaroğlu still won 44.9% of the votes. Erdogan still did not secure a majority. If the elections were really rigged, would it have come down to the runoff elections? Only a probe can reveal what really went down at the polling booths. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.